Welcome to Kindergarten's Parent Workshop for Reading and Writing. This is Ms. Jaimes, teacher facilitator for pre-K through second grade language arts at Hollybrook Elementary. This week, your child will be beginning a new unit for reading and a new unit for writing. Your parent support is imperative for your child's success. We would like to share with you what these new units will be about and a few tips on how to support your child at home. Let's begin with reading. Our new reading unit is called Reading Superpowers. This is a chart your child's teacher will be creating with the students throughout the unit. As you can see, children will be practicing superpowers such as the pointer power, the reread power, the snap word power, and many more. In the first part of the unit, the focus will be on looking and pointing. They will be using their pointer superpower. They will work on tapping each word just once, checking that the reading makes sense, and also pointing to words they know in a snap. In the second part of the unit, teachers will work with children to teach them different strategies, including pointing to the sound of the first letter of a word. They will practice reading newly learned snap words and develop persistence as readers get stuck. In the final part of this unit, children will read to themselves and to others. They will do this by sharing their favorite parts of books. This is an extremely important unit for your child to develop what he needs to become a strong reader and continue to move up his reading levels. Let's talk a little bit about reading levels. In kindergarten, children are expected to enter the grade at a level A and exit the year at a level D or E. By the end of October or early November, kindergarteners should be reading at a strong B. Let's understand what being a level A, B, or C means. Level A books contain simple sentences with one or two snap words only. The word that changes is a simple word, such as dog, house, or car. And it is usually the word that is given in the picture. At this level, children are practicing their one-to-one correspondence. Some kids will read, "The big yellow dog is thirsty." A student that does this has not developed one-to-one correspondence. At this level, it is a good practice to have children look at all the pictures in the book before they read it and tell you what they see. Then, you can have them practice using their finger to point at each word as they read. Do not get frustrated. This is a slow process. It is also very important that you practice snap words daily. Level B books follow a very similar pattern than A books. They also are repetitive. I pick up my book, I pick up my bag, I pick up my hat. They also have pictures that support the words that children will read. However, you will notice there is now more words in the sentence, which makes the pointing with the finger a little trickier. And there is also more snap words they need to know. To push them for the next level, the level C, your child may now begin practicing beginning sounds. They will practice a strategy to check if the beginning sound of a word matches the word that they're about to read. For example, let's say that for this page, the child reads, "I pick up my cap." To help him, you will tell him, "Good try, you used your picture clues." This word could definitely be cap, but let's check the beginning sound to make sure it matches. Let's see. Ha, ha, ha. The beginning sound is ha, ha, ha. What word could we use instead? Hat. That's right. Let's read it again. I pick up my hat. It does make sense. Good job. Level C books are very challenging for kindergarteners. They have pictures that are far, far, far less supportive. For example, for this picture, a child could try to read, "The penguins are walking." That was okay for a level A or B student because the goal was for them to understand that each word they say matches a word they point at. But for a child to reach a level C, it is required that he or she points to the beginning sounds of the letter and then progresses to using the final letter. The students at this level can also read more than one line of print and read the snap words with almost no struggle. For this level, you will continue to support your child by allowing him to see and talk about the pictures before reading the book. But now the conversation is a little longer. You will help your child if you read the book before he does to know the words he will encounter. Then you will support him by asking questions that will help him predict these words. Let's read these pages together. All penguins are birds. All penguins are birds. Some penguins are black and white. All penguins are birds. Some penguins are in warm places. Some penguins are in cold places. Now, to help your student, you could ask questions such as, how do penguins look like? Where do penguins live? Does it look like they only live in cold places? We would like to share a few more tips to support your child's reading skills at home throughout this unit. Teachers will be labeling items around the classroom, and they will encourage students to read those words and use those words when they write as well. You can also label items at home. It is a good idea to write some labels in complete sentences. Encourage your child to read the labels every time he uses that item at home. You've heard throughout this workshop over and over again that the practice of sight words or snap words is extremely important. Here we provide you with some examples of how to make this practice fun for your child. The easiest way is to show flashcards to your child and to have him practice reading the cards as fast as he can. But to make it even more fun, you can try other things such as having them match the sight words with the sticky notes. You can also create games with caps, have them tap words as they read them, or even create a snap word parking lot where they can park cars on the words you call out. Last but not least, kindergarteners should be reading 15 to 20 minutes every afternoon. This is the most important academic habit you can gift your child with. Here are some do's and don'ts when reading with your child. Do have your child point at each word he reads. If he struggles, ask him to do it along with you or after you. But do not point to the pictures for him. He needs the practice. Do celebrate your child's effort. Even if he is struggling, he's trying really hard. Do not get frustrated. Kindergarteners are early readers. They need a lot of practice. Getting frustrated would only result in your child feeling insecure in his abilities to learn. Do encourage your child to be independent. You can remind them to use strategies such as looking at the picture or using the alphabet chart to remember beginning sounds. But do not do things for your child. Do not give them the word they're struggling with. This will only make them dependent on you and delay their reading process. Next week, kindergarten teachers will also be starting a new writing unit, Writing for Readers. In this unit, teachers will be encouraging students to write true stories. These can be little or big things that have really happened to students. Some examples of true stories are when I fell from my bike, my first day of kindergarten, when I saw my little brother for the first time, a day at the beach, when we cooked together, the day we lost the soccer game. The most important support is for you to talk to your child about the stories he could write about. Talk to him about the beginning, the middle, and the end of stories. Your child is currently creating books at school. If you would like to practice this at home, make sure He has a space on top of the paper for drawing. Before writing, it is very important that your child orally tells you the story in order. Ask him to tell you a sentence for the beginning, a sentence for the middle, and a sentence for the end of the story. Once they have completed their drawings, they can begin writing their sentences. You can help by sounding out words with your child or by pointing to an alphabet chart when they get stuck on a word. Do not write words for them on their work. Finally, ask your child to read the story they created out loud. Celebrate your child's effort. They work really hard to draw and create sentences for the first time. Do not expect or try for the sentences to be perfect. Writing is developmental. Children at this age should be trying what we call inventive spelling. This is an attempt to write a word as it sounds. Again, please do not write words for your child. Did you notice teachers do not write on your child's work either? This is because when we write for them, we take away the effort the child needs to make to become an independent writer. We also ask that the students do not erase their work. If they feel they have made a mistake, they simply do a line to scratch the word and then rewrite the word correctly on top. Do you see the inventive spelling on this writing piece? This is exactly how a kindergarten writing piece could look like. This student has "My family's roller skating." In the middle he has "My family went to the store," and then in the end, "My family goes to the park." What a wonderful true story. Your daily support in your child's reading and writing habit is key for their academic development. The National Education Association stated that parent involvement is the #1 predictor of early literacy success. This is the end of our workshop.